I'm very pleased to be interviewing Char Beales, who's President CEO of CTAM. Thank you for your time today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Let's start with your background. How did you get to where you are today?
I went to the George Washington University, and I took a lot of courses in sociology and poli-sci, and also in communications. And my first internship and my senior thesis were all about analyzing a public television station, two public television stations, to understand if those that had pledge drives were able to achieve higher ratings. And so I wanted to see if marketing worked. And so that set me off into the media business. But most of my trajectory was really driven as much by luck as so many people in the business say you lucked into it. I started in Chicago as a media buyer at J. Walter Thompson and jumped over to WBBM, which was a CBS, still is a CBS O&O, as director of research, and moved to DC and worked at WRC, which is an NBC O&O, doing a combination of research and marketing and media buying. And then one day, long time ago, I was really getting bored and realized that it was time to do something new. And Broadcasting Magazine, it was only broadcasting then, no cable, had a cover story on the largest cable system in the country, and that was in Arlington, Virginia, called RTEC. It had 35 channels. And so I called them to get an interview, and well, they granted me the interview, so I called the NCTA to see if I could get some research to beef up for this interview, and ended up being called in by the president of NCTA, Tom Wheeler, who was just announced as our chair of the FCC, and he somehow convinced me that NCTA's copyright research was just like ad sales research, and I would be good at it. Turned out there was kind of a gap there, but I ended up staying at the NCTA throughout the 80s and representing the programmers when program networks were just getting started, and we were all there on a mission to change television. And I don't think any of us realized we would change television so fast. And so it's been fun. I was involved with CTAM when I was at NCTA as a member of the board, and then came over to CTAM in the 90s to help guide marketing once the programming was established.
Char, I have to tell you, I've known you for a number of years. I never knew that you started in research.
That's why I love the research committee at CTAM. I've always been involved and interested in research, and got to meet people in the early days who've become, the giants in research. I remember as a little upstart at WBBM getting to go to New York City and have dinner with Dave Poltrak, who was leading research at CBS even back then, and Pete Gachos and I in cable traveled around the country talking about the potential for ad sales based on our research days, and working at the CAB to change up the definitions so cable networks were properly measured in the early days when they were just getting started. I even was the chair of the first research conference at CTAM.